All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Joel, I'm so glad to talk to you because I'm really confused right now.
Yes.
There's a color on my screen. I don't know what it is. It's not green, I can tell you that. And I'm sort of at a loss to explain it. It's almost like a dark pink, kind of.
Spencer, before we go into that,
Yeah.
before I left, I gave you only one assignment. Do you remember what that assignment was? Did you complete it?
No, you revoked the assignment. You did.
I did.
You revoked. You signed it, and then I forgot, and you signed it again, and then you revoked it. You said, "Never mind." This happened. I'm sure of it.
Do you have the tape where I
because you revoked it?
I revoked it because I said it wasn't Palantir, right?
Yes,
that was the thing.
I have it on my to-do list, and I crossed it off. It's right here. It's crossed off because you said you revoked it.
Can I re-invoke something that I evoked and then revoked and re-invoked? Sure. Can I do that? Okay.
Sure.
All right. Let's run down. It's red, Spencer. It's red. We got red on the screen. I don't know, folks. Like when you're away from the market for a week and then you come back, and it you kind of got those market goggles on, and it's just kind of hard to focus in. But I am focused in here. And we're red, and we're following the same principles that we did before. We didn't take out the pre-market high, which was right near the all-time closing high. And then we got a couple of sell-offs here. Right now, the current low is 41.75. Nothing major down there. I did have that on my sheet, though. Thursday's intraday low. If you guys could see this sheet, man, there it is. There it is. I had it down there, 41.25. But I got a sneaky feeling we might go back down there before the close, but we'll see what happens. Down 30 handles at 41.46. Crude, that's up 24 cents at 63.43. So Crude is having a halfway decent today. Let me look at Crude. I never saw how high we got here. Come on, charts, change for me. There we go. A little bit slow. I'm not sure about my internet connection here, but Crude. Oh, wow. We got up to 68. That was a while ago. That must be the rolling front month contract. Gold down 970 at 17.7.5. Can't break into that 1800 handle. Silver down a quarter at 25.85.5. And Bitcoin, we had a little discussion about Bitcoin. The futures are down quite a bit, $6,345 is $55,635. But if you look at Bitcoin on Coinbase, it's unchanged. And Spencer, just tell people what you said about the chart. Looking at the futures as opposed to the cash.
Yeah, so the problem with Bitcoin, obviously, this is a feature, not a bug, is that there's no centralized exchange. It's decentralized, and so you get. Every exchange has a different price, right? And also the market never closes, which is great, but I find it easier to understand a chart when there's a clear separation of sessions. Right? And so if you look at the Bitcoin futures chart, you can very obviously see, oh, it's down today. Because a lot of times when you say something is up or something is down, and you don't know, well, wait a minute, is it up compared to the open? Is it
there
up?
You go.
Is it up compared to the close? Because someone could be up compared to the open, but down compared to the close. And you're like, well, we're down today overall. It doesn't account for what happened overnight. And I like looking at the futures chart only because it gives you those overnight gaps, right? And you can clearly see without having to zoom out or anything, and look at the time. And no, we're up today. We're down today. There's a clear gap down in the Bitcoin futures today. So whatever happened today in today's session, I know that we're down for the day because we haven't filled that overnight gap yet. It's just easier for me to look at it and see clearly, oh, we're up today, or oh, we're down today, rather than going to Coinbase or
Right.
CoinMarketCap or whatever, and be like, all right, what does this one say? What does that one say? And trying to get to, well, technically at 3:30 in the morning we were up, and it's like a whole thing. I just like looking at the futures chart. I find it cleaner. I find it easier to read. That's just my opinion.
And I think you bring up an excellent point there. Before I go to the Coinbase chart, and the reason I'll bring that up is because, we do the pre-market prep show. We do this show. We started this during the pandemic, and I think we talk about strategies and strategies related to the opening price. So this looks like a pretty good day in Hog, right? From a perspective, hey, they had earnings, they're up, but to me, this is not the greatest day because it did take out the pre-market high. We had no level there, so of course it had to take it out. But the opening bell, the opening bracket, the opening 15-minute bracket of the day, that thing got over $46. So yeah, it's still up. It's still having a good day. Still had the earnings beat, but on a relative basis, so people took some profits in there, and it sold off quite a bit from 46. What was the actual high? 46 and change. So to me, it gives more credence to that number, that high. Boom, 46, 44 might even happen. Let's see how quick that happened off the open, and it's just a good number now. You sold off over $2 from it. So now a lot of people are thinking, oh man, did I miss my chance to sell this? The 5-minute chart. Did I miss my chance to sell this at 46? So that's how you develop numbers. That's how you develop levels. And look at this. This is where, wow, I had a big, the first 10 minutes of the day, it's when it hit. So excellent point. I'm glad you brought that up to your listeners, because I think that's one thing that when Dennis and I look at the markets and we talk about stocks, just looking at the pre-market, the after hours, and then how it trades, even going into the close, it gives a different feel. A lot of the numbers that I give they're based on actual levels, but they're also based on my years of experience and feel in the market.
And just to be clear, the same reason why I find the Bitcoin futures chart easier to read than the Bitcoin chart is the same reason why I find SPY easier to read than the futures at 7 in the morning, right? Is because the futures have been open and the SPY hasn't.
Yes.
And so, when I come in, I just want to know, hey, are we up? Are we down? And I just find it easier to look at the SPY chart. Now, if I want more color, I know where to go. I go to the futures if I want to see, okay, what actually happened overnight. But if I just want to know, hey, where are we at right now at this moment in time? Are we up? Are we down? Then I go to SPY. It's the same reason. It's just easier to read for me. Let's talk about Coinbase. You had the chart up there, and then I don't think we went back to that thought, or did we?
What chart was that?
Coinbase. Didn't you?
Another inside day. Can you believe this? After the IPO? Holy mackerel. Inside days here. No one knows what I guess it's holding up pretty well considering how much his Bitcoin is down, and you got 3 higher lows in a row. Yeah, but you got 2 higher lows. So, man, an inside, there could be a trade in this thing unless this is just not going to be a volatile puppy, right? That is.
Come on. There's no there's no chance of that happening.
And I don't know if I drew this yet, but boy, if you're waiting to buy this on the breakout of the old-time high, boom, 430. And for some reason, this has been a little stubborn on my retracements here. I don't know why it won't let it come down here, but it comes in at right at 370. So that's a ways away for this to get back half of the move. But nice setup today. If you'd like to trade inside days, you break above today's high. Where are you going to go? Yesterday's high and then 2 higher lows. So Coinbase here, I think holding up pretty well considering how much Bitcoin is down $6,000 today, down nearly 10%.
You weren't here last week, but they set the reference price at 250 and so they gave themselves some breathing room on the downside.
Well, that's a good number too. We reference that, right? When where things are priced. It's still got a ways to go to get to 250, but Let's see if we can get that bounce. 430, what, to 310, 120. I don't need to figure thing out. Boy, that 370 area, maybe get a couple days like this and then mosey our way up to 370, overshoot a little bit, go down to 390, and then boom. So we'll see what the company just getting off the mat, still above that price, that reference price, but well below that all-time high.
So speaking of IPOs, I was supposed to interview the CEO of EBET, Esports Technologies, on the show tomorrow. And well, they canceled on me, Joel, and I can't imagine why.
Wowzer! Wow.
I can't imagine why they canceled on me. I'm really at a loss here.
What was the reference point on this one? Or the indication on this one?
Well, let's see what the IPO price was. Going to my pro.
Man, it's got the name. It's got the heck of the name. It's got the symbol. Wow.
Yeah. Oh wait, now I'm being here. What was the? I'm sorry.
Well, this one was tricky. That's okay. I mean, I bet you, obviously, it was lower.
Parameter says 21. I believe it.
And now it opened right in that area. Boom. I don't know. They don't like this one here. Maybe hope for this to settle out a couple days, and I mean, the range did come down from the second day, but someone wanted out. They didn't sell on the first day, but man, they had their selling shoes on the second day. Have only 2 days of action. How about, are you off the low? Let's see. You're at not that much off the low either. 1885 is your low. You're currently trading at 1990. So, or excuse me, 1960. So, don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to call bottom yet here in EBET.
Can we look at wood, which is the lumber ETF? And I know that the lumber market is a little bit complicated.
Crazy, yeah. Wow.
It's not as simple as the lumber, all lumber companies making money, because they're not. But lumber futures did go limit up today.
They did, and then they came off, huh? Yeah. I know I had the symbol. I'll have to dig up the futures on TradeStation for that. Limit up. Well, that's a good number. People buying a limit up got stuffed here. The question for wood, I don't know what the lumber futures look like, is what this needs to do is it just needs to hover here, like 94, give you one of these, right? 3 or 4 days. It had a big 3-day move, maybe a couple days of quietness here, and then hold this 94 and then take off for another leg higher. The highest low it ever made was today. So whether you're trading the futures or the ETF, I would always just keep an eye on that close from yesterday. Maybe not be so much concerned. Are we gonna make a new close? Boom, boom. We are. Well, we're in the greens. Ooh, look at that. Probably gonna have double closer on the 94 area. So I'll give that. That'd be a good number tomorrow. This does not trade a lot of volume, folks. So be careful in this one. 112,000 yesterday. Not even 90,000 today. So that's what you're looking at in the timber. What do they call it? Timber and forestry ETF. What do you think? And I haven't looked at the chart. What do you think LL has done during this?
Well, that's why I said it's not as simple as buy any company in lumber, because that's not how the industry works. Like, lumber liquidators is at a different point in the supply chain than the people that are actually making money off.
This is bad, right?
Yeah, this is bad for them. This is not good for them.
Yep, people are having to pay more for their flooring, and that's evident in the price chart here. You got a major area of resistance. So if you trade in LL here, boom, is that matching tops from the last 2 days? Let me move this up here. Pretty close. We'll throw out that 2840 high, or no, that wasn't a 2840 high. 3 highs, 27 hits, 27 and a half. This is low volume too, so got it. Ooh, $2 off that. Not good. Sellers will be stepping down tomorrow off that 27 and a half level. Really interesting. On Friday, it closed right there. 27.47, 54 high. This thing opened down 2 pennies. Boom, up a penny, down $2. Not a good day for LL.
Yeah.
Definitely not a good day.
All right, Jonas is asking about industrial stocks. I did buy myself an industrial ETF this morning. I bought. It doesn't trade a lot, but I bought PSCI, which is a small cap industrials. And really, I spent a lot of time looking for an ETF, industrial ETF that didn't own GE or airlines, and this is what I ended up with. Pretty much, I just didn't want to own GE again, and I didn't want to own the airlines again. So I ended up with this guy. But that's how I'm playing industrials.
So where do you plan to add to this on the downside?
That's a good. That's a good question.
I don't know. It's doubled since the March. I mean, it's been a steady performer, right? The trend is your friend. That's a real street trend line. PSC, this is right around 94 too. So I'd rather see it get over 96. I think you get over 96 on this one. You had a top right here just above 96, another one on 96. So right there, boom, that's your shot. You're looking 98. Just a little worried. This thing's not going to hold. If it does not hold 94, 93.73 low from today, 94.15. Oh, Spencer, is this a daily chart I'm looking at? Boy, this is another thin one here. 4,000.
I said it doesn't trade. That's what I did say that.
Well, it goes up. It's been going up. Going up is the trend. I just like to see it hold that low from today, 93.73.
Good call from the chat. LPX, that's another lumber chart, and that one is benefiting from the right. The
but they're more aren't they like a 40, like, you know, they're the ones that have cut down the trees and selling it. Is that the one? Is that what they do?
Yeah, the forestry. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's a beautiful trend line, and it's holding the trend line. So just keep your eye on this. Let's see if I can get it on like the first or second try. Boom, boom. Oh boy, am I off on drawing these charts. I did get the low. Come on down, baby. Oh, that's horrible. Anyways, folks, you know where it's at. There's a steep trend line here, coming up through here, coming up through here. Doesn't look like it comes in. Give yourself a little more room on this one. I see pair of lows here, not today, but 64.90 is your key on the downside on this one. 2 lows right there, 64.90, 64.91 from Thursday and Friday. You're settling, if we settle in this area, a cool $3 away from there. So that's a nice area. Just kind of move your stop up along with that, and you lock in profits unless you never plan on selling.
All right. Manuel Costa is asking if we can talk about apps. I feel like we get asked this. I don't know if it's Manuel. Somebody, Manuel or otherwise, asks us about this one all the time, and I don't know.
Yeah, like remember who's the guy that walked Tupperware up? How is Tupperware doing? I just got to check the chart.
Doing?
It's TUP. It sold off, right? I know I got hit after earnings. It bounced. I mean, people just don't need that Tupperware anymore because they're going out. They don't need they're not cooking. They don't need the leftovers. So that's why.
38, unreal. Okay, back to apps.
All right. Apps is kind of scaring me a little bit here. Let me adjust my charts. I mean, it had a clear uptrend. It lost the uptrend, and now you got the bulls making a stand here, and they're making a stand just above the area where you're trading at right now. The low in today's session is only 70.60, but if you look right here, and I'm just going to eyeball this, I'm not going to get too super numbery. $70 though. That looks like the level that you need to hold. 3 out of 4 lows right in this area. You're kind of coming down to that area. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monthly green candles, and now 2 red candles. So I think if you're stepping into this one here, maybe a little bit early. Very important for that low. The ultimate low on the 3 areas was 68.51. But this one's just under 70. So 69.33, 69 to 70 must hold support for APPS.
We should probably talk about tobacco stocks for a second here, whether you want to look at MO or PM. But there's a report that the Biden administration is considering cutting nicotine levels in cigarettes, per the Wall Street Journal.
Big red candle.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tough stock to own, over a number. I think it has a pretty good dividend, though, right?
That's the idea, right?
Yeah. Well, the dividend's a little bit bigger today. If you look at these stocks on a historical basis, I mean, what the market's done since the middle of 2017, and here it is where it got over $75, and now it's at 50. You got a number on the upside that you must, if you're looking to, as a potential exit, or if you're even thinking of shorting, this 2 monthly highs right in the same area, 52.59 and 52.55. So I'd have to say hands off on the long side here until you can clear that area with these congressional things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how long could that drag out, right? And then someone comes out and says, oh, that's not going to pass, and then the stock rallies. So big red candle caught a lot of people long above 50. So monthly double top to contend with. That's a number move, not just today, tomorrow, but next week and maybe for the next couple months. Big area. On the downside, 48. Looks like we got a date with 48. 3 daily lows right in that area from early March.
Man, chat is quick. Tony in there with the nicotine alternative. You guys are quick.
What you talking about? Pot?
No, it's trades OTC, but it is up 8% today. The OTC stock looks like it's a international company. Hey, we're at that time where I get to announce upcoming earnings. We made it through, Joel. We made it through the doldrums, the lull of earnings season. Of the between earnings season. So we've got IBM tonight, we've got United Airlines tonight, and we've got those are kind of Steel Dynamics could be interesting. STLD. Those are kind of the big three on my radar for tonight. And
give me those again.
IBM, UAL, and
IBM. Boom. I mean, what's the story with IBM? This is just a prior earnings pattern. Pop and then drop. And then look at this. Boom. January. Woo! Big gap down. Fought its way back. Filled the gap. I'd keep an eye on 134. That was 3 highs in that area. So don't get too tricked. Don't get too fooled. You blast through 134 and get closer to 136 and came down. Even filled the gap there. This gap got filled easily. Gap and then kept on going. This gap was a little bit of a struggle. People trying to wiggle out ahead of the report. And actually, it's a no can do on if you're a true gap filler. 33.85 you would have needed to get to. You got the 33.82 only. But with an earnings report, let's see about IBM. You talk about stocks that just haven't participated. Hasn't been a tech stock and a tech rally. It hasn't been a value stock and a value stock rally. Wow. Maybe IBM can finally find a sector that it falls into and mount a rally.
Maybe. And then tomorrow we've got Netflix. Tomorrow afternoon is the big one.
Yeah, boy, we don't talk about Netflix much, do we?
No, not really. No, that's a good point. Well, it's because if you compare it to the last few years, it hasn't really been doing a whole lot. It's just in this
it hasn't really been forced. Boy, a lot of congestion between 500 and 560 for the last 3 months. Now, you had the good earnings. People got all excited about the earnings. Didn't take long to boom, sell off. Well, this is a tricky one and never been great with super high price stocks. This 560 kind of sticks out to me, but I think if I was looking for a little bit more, I would look at this triple top on the upside. Let's just call it 566. I think that'd be a good number to keep an eye on overnight. Really, 566 up to 570. All these people, got caught. Oh, I'm back. I'm getting my money back. 570. Get me out. So we'll see what happens with the report. On the downside, I mean, if you don't hold 540 on a quick whoosh, you got some tumbling to do. Two lows right there, 38.53, and just above that, 540. That splits your 3 and 4 day lows. Below 540, you may be getting a look at 530.
Dion asked, anyone see QS today? Yes, I did. We're going to talk QS with Edwin Dorsey here up next on the weekly short report. But yeah,
Wow.
the CEO was
rebound.
The CEO,
no.
The CEO was on Kramer on Friday, threatened legal action. This is a mess. Although Morgan did come out and defend QS today, not very well apparently.
Oh man, these are so tough. I mean, December 130, over 130. Now, where's this thing going to stop on the downside here? I would look at this and I would say in December, the silliness started from 28.63. Your low today is 31.05. So give it a little bit more room because your next monthly low after that is 11.80. Isn't this like this another EV play, right? Battery EV play?
Yeah, that's it.
Man. These stocks. I mean, you talk about the definition of overhead supply now on this thing going up and a short report. I mean, there's just, I don't know what to say. This is one ugly looking chart. Keep an eye on that 28.53. That was the other monthly low you had.
Yeah. And you and I were talking before you even came on, Joel, about Apple. Apple is holding up amazingly today because everything is in the red, basically, except for Apple.
Yeah. I talked about the 135 level. Little egg on my face, right? Because it did get through it by a good 47 cents. It didn't hold, though. It's going to close right in it. So I think what you had today is some Johnny-come-lately buyers. You know, hey, they got the thing tomorrow. I'm buying today. They pumped it up. So you did get that effect. Opened right near the low, 33.51, 33.34 low. I think you cleaned up that 135 seller for now. You did go all the way to 135.47. This could be if you get it, the event tomorrow, you get the SPOOs moving up overnight. There's a bunch of highs in this area before you had a breakdown. And I'm just going to look at all these highs and I see, wow, you don't see this too often in Apple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 highs. I caught within a buck range. I'll call it one. I'll eyeball this and I'll say 137 next target. First things first, taking out that high from today at 35.47. So good day for Apple, buying a little bit of ahead of the news event.
Last one, quick, Joel. This is a fun chart. You're gonna like Playboy, PLBY. This one is in the midst of what I would call a serious correction.
This is a PLBY.
Yeah.
There are so many puns that I could use on this stock, and I'm not going to do anything because I will get banned from the airwaves. But there's a lot of different puns you can use on this one. Wow, this thing got to 45 2 days ago.
You missed it. This is all NFT hype. It's all
NFT hype. I can imagine what those NFTs look like. Yeah. 2 bad days in a row. Does that mean it's over for Playboy? No, it doesn't. But what it means is for you Playboy longs here, you got to hold in here. What's the low to? You're actually settling near the low. So I don't know, 33.30. Maybe come down. Yes, tomorrow, next couple days, make a couple other lows in that area, and then turn up and try and get some back of this move. But you got some people caught. Now, guys, don't get started in the chat here. I knew I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, sell off. Big profit taking in this one. Big jump in the SPOOs. I don't know if we had some buying balances here or what, but we're getting back. We're going to settle 16, 17 points off the low of the session. So buy the dippers. Come in just a little bit late today.
All right, that's it. That's it for Joel. We got the Edwin Dorsey up now for our weekly short report. I'll see you guys there. See you, Joel.
Okay, thank you.
Smash the like, everyone.